Hello everyone, I'm Yvonne, a children's librarian here at the Manchester City Library, and you have found our summer reading craft videos for our junior crafters, which are grades 3 through 6. If you are in grades 3 through 6, then I hope you have signed up for the Manchester City Library Summer Reading Program if you live in Manchester. If you have not, you can still sign up all the way up until it ends, which is going to be on August 13th. But please sign up before then because you won't have very much time to do all the fun stuff if you wait. But if you are signed up, then you will have gotten your bag, which has all of our weekly summer crafts. So even if you sign up after this video comes out, if you sign up and then get your bag, you can come back to this video and use the supplies in here to do it then. Hopefully you have done that. If you are not in one of those grades, or you don't live in Manchester, or you see this video after our summer reading program is over, you can watch it anyway if you would like. But for those of us who have signed up and do have our bags, I'm going to ask you to go and get those now. Also, from home this week, we are going to need a paintbrush, a cup that's about 3 to 4 inches, kind of like across, like a small ball or balloon or bowl about that size will also work. We're also going to need some scissors, some glue or tape, 2 extra cups, 1 smallish bowl, and some paper towels. It's gonna be kind of a lot this week, but it's going to look so cool when we're done. We're also going to need a drying period, so make sure you have like several hours, or even better, overnight, for our really cool coffee filter jellyfish to dry before we actually put them together. Okay, so if we can get all of that, I will meet you back here to get started. Okay. So I've gathered what I think is everything. Whoop. Just kidding, now it's everything. So we have our paintbrush, we have our cup, and then I have 2 extra cups. I have the bowl that I'm going to use, and I have some paper towels. I also have this plastic laid down because we are going to be dealing with food coloring, which can make a mess. So make sure that wherever you're doing, if you spill, it's not going to cause a problem. Okay, trusting you guys. Okay, so and then we have our kit, and in our kit we're going to have 8 coffee filters. We're going to have some string, and we are going to have this little bag of food coloring. As usual, colors may vary. So whatever color you have, that's the color jellyfish we're going to do. Of course, if you guys have food coloring at home, you can definitely add to what we're doing. But this is what I'm going to be working with. First, we are going to take 5 of our coffee filters, and we're going to gather them together. So this is my first coffee filter. I'm just going to kind of pinch here, and I'm going to gather this to make the little ruffles. And I'm going to do that to 5 of these. Okay, once we have all of these 5 in their little cone shapes, we are going to get one of our cups, and I've already put about a quarter, maybe closer to a half an inch, of water in here. So, make a little bit of space. So what we're going to do is we are going to put a little bit of our food coloring carefully into our water. Let's see if we can get some to come out. Whoops. All right, that might have been a little bit much at first. But here we go. I'm going to use one of our extra cups. I did sort of try and close my bag, but I'm putting it in an extra cup just to kind of keep the mess contained. Okay, so we've got some blue going on in here. And I'm going to start to dip my cones with the frilly side into the water. All right, and you just need to dip it pretty quickly. You really only need to wait until it's absorbed about a third of the way up, but that absorbed really fast. And then we're going to put it point downward into the bowl that we have, okay? And we're going to repeat that. Right, it does make a cool effect if you add a little bit of the food coloring, like every couple of coffee filters, because that's going to make a more interesting gradation or like light to dark kind of effect in your coffee filters. Now we're going to keep our water. I'm going to put it over here for a moment. And we're going to take our another one of our cups, so our last cup, and we're going to set it here. And what we want to do is this is what we're going to use to shape the head of our jellyfish. Okay, so we're going to take the last three of our coffee filters, and what we're going to do is we're going to shape them over our cup or our ball or our balloon. Now I know from trying this before that this cup is not going to give us a very nice like rounded shape for my jellyfish. So I'm going to take some paper towels, which you can also have on hand just in case anything spills. But what we're going to do is we are going to ball up one of our paper towels, and we're going to put it on the top of our cup. And this is what I'm going to use to build my jellyfish on. So I'm going to take this filter. Okay, and now I'm actually also going to get a plate to put under this as well. Even though I have my surface protected, for this part I definitely want something I can catch the rest of this on, and also something I can move if I need to. So 1 second. All right, so I have a paper plate underneath my cup that has my crumpled paper towel on top of it so I can form the head of my jellyfish. Then I have my coffee filters. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wet them in the water with the food coloring, and I'm going to put them onto this. And my hands are going to get messy with this, so be prepared. And this is where you can take your paintbrush and the rest of your water, and we can kind of paint it onto our jellyfish. Just kind of making sure it's gonna get that nice ball shape. If you want, you can add a little bit to the ones in your bowl. But we're basically done with the first part. So what we're going to do is we're going to let both of these dry. Like I said, overnight will definitely do it, but really just as long as it takes them to get dry. So I'm going to put these aside, and then we are going to meet up after everything is dry to finish putting together our coffee filter jellyfish. Okay? All right, till then. Hello everyone, and welcome back. So time has passed, and now we have a jellyfish head that had dried on top of our cup with our paper towel. So now that is ready for when we need it. I'm just going to pop it on there to wait. And now here we have our the little cones that we made and then soaked and let dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide these out. So it looks like on our directions, there was a little bit of a typo. So here on number 7, it says we are going to use 5 filters to make the arms for our jellyfish. Obviously we're not, because that would be all of our coffee filters. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our coffee filters, and we're going to set one of them aside, which is going to be the fringe for the jellyfish. Then we're going to choose another one, which is going to be the tentacles for the jellyfish. And then we have the remaining 3, which we are going to use for our arms. So these are going to be 3 coffee filters for the arms and not all 5. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up our coffee filters so we can see the cool sort of tie-dye-ish patterns that got made on them. And then we're going to go ahead and we are going to take these 3 and we're going to cut them into spirals that are about 3/4 of an inch wide. Okay, so we're going to take this, and it doesn't have to be exact, but we're going to do about 3/4 of an inch, and we're going to just start cutting our spiral. Okay, there we go. That's our first one, and we're just going to do the same thing for the other 2. Okay, so we're going to take each of these strips we just cut, and we're going to fold them in half. All right, and we're going to go ahead and put a small hole through the middle of the stack. So we've got them all put together, and we're going to put a hole right through here. Now it's a pretty small hole, so if you need some help making it, make sure to ask. Put a very small hole. All right, and so we're going to take the string that was in our kit, and we're going to thread it through this hole. I'm going to use my scissors to help. Through this hole, and we're going to tie off the end so we have it hanging on a loop. Okay? Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to cut a hole in the filter that is going to sit underneath the head of our jellyfish and be kind of the fringe. All right, and we just want a very tiny hole. And we're going to thread that through. So we've got the tentacles and then the fringe. And then we're going to take the head of our jellyfish and we're going to cut one more hole through the top. This is maybe the trickiest part. Okay. And we're going to thread this through again. I think I'm going to get a pencil. I'll push that through. Okay, here we are, and we're almost done. Remember, we do have one of our coffee filters left, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to cut this into a thin spiral of about 1/4 of an inch. So we're just going to go about that wide, and we're going to cut this in a spiral all the way down. You're going to get a lot more than you think out of this. So let's do it. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this one very long strand into sections that are about the length of the jellyfish, right? So got our tentacles here, and we want them to hang, so about that long. Yeah. And I can use that to go ahead and make the others. If you want to do them one at a time and then tape them to like make sure that they're laying the way you want, you can do that. I'm just going to go ahead and cut them. So I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what we're going to do is we're going to glue or tape our tentacles to the underside of our head. Okay, so we're going to take our first tentacle. Here's my jellyfish. So this is the fringe. So I'm going to go underneath that and tape it up into the head of the jellyfish. Okay, I'm going to repeat that with all of them. All right, and there you have our coffee filter jellyfish. You can use the string coming out of the top to hang it wherever you want, and it is going to dance in the breeze and look really neat. I want to thank everyone for making our coffee filter jellyfish with me today. It's a lot of fun, a little bit messy, takes a little bit of time, but I really think that the finished jellyfish are really worth it. Also, I do want to remind everyone, as usual, to continue to log their minutes in Read Squared, either by going online and doing it yourself or bringing your reading records into the Manchester City Library, either the main or the West Branch. Because remember, every week we are doing different raffles this year, so you want to make sure that you get your tickets in so you have a chance at winning a raffle every single week that we are doing our Oceans of Possibilities summer reading this year. I also want to remind you that on Read Square we do have our missions. So if you want a few extra raffle tickets to put in on a week, make sure that you've finished those missions and are ready to turn it in for those extra points. Also, if you really enjoyed this jellyfish craft and you're like, wow, I'd love to learn more about jellyfish or other interesting tentacle creatures or other creatures that live in the ocean, you can definitely check out Read Squared where we have some book lists, or just come in and ask where to find them. I think that is everything. So I'm just going to say I hope to see everyone back here, same time, same place next week for our next craft. Until then, bye!